There's a battle for third spot between Dillon in 13 and Query at 21.
So these two battles are separated by about a quarter of a racetrack, but both are good as Eaton continues to nip away at the heels of Mark Grosskreutz. Ron Eaton, a winner here at Tucson Raceway Park in 1996.
Grosskreutz in the 72 trying his best to be smooth, trying to save the tires, to keep that grip on those tires as long as he possibly can. There's still 70 laps to go.
Grosskreutz hails from Spokane, Washington. Rick has more to add on Mark Grosskreutz.
Well, I want to talk about his engine. I was talking to him earlier today about the engine. I said, well, you know, how old is this? Well, the engine in the car right now is 10 years old. I said, well, okay, how many rebuilds did? He said, well, I'm up to maybe 4 or 5 now. I said, well, how many races on this engine? He says, well, I don't know, I lost track.
Whoa, Rick, we got a problem here as both of them spin here on the main straightaway. Both Grosskreutz and Ron Eaton have spun, and the caution comes out, and now we have a battle for the lead as Query and Dillon? And I believe Query is going to have the lead.
Well, I don't know how they're going to rule this because if they go back to the preceding lap, I don't really know how they're going to. They don't race back to the caution. I think that Query might have taken the lead coming off the second corner about the time that the caution flag waved and they go back lead lap.
Watch this. What happened? Yeah.
Come off the corner. I think that's Kurt Busch in front. No, I'm sorry. It's Kenny Shepard in the 40 car, and those cars were trying to go split that car, one on the inside, one on the outside, and they made contact. He came up, hit the 72 hard in the left rear. Both cars go around. Grosskreutz was able to get his car going faster than Eaton, but then Eaton spun again. But I think he is the lead lap.
NASCAR tells us that Dillon is the leader. John Dillon is the leader of the race with Freddie Query in the 21 car in second spot. They do not race to the caution here, as Benny said. That means the field is frozen when the caution comes out. And that means that the last time they crossed the line prior to the caution, Dillon had the advantage. And so that's the way they will restart when we go back to racing in just a moment. Tanner will be third, Grosskreutz fourth, and Sean Monroe in fifth.
Bums, the one and only Brooklyn Dodgers, come to glorious life again in 5 new home videos. Roy Campanella, Pee Wee Reese, Duke Snyder, Jackie Robinson, and the last trout.
Kenny Shepard, and we'll also listen to his spotter.
The leader, let it go to the outside, let it go. Never mind, he got taken out by somebody else.
Oh, man, he got taken out by someone else.
So Eaton and Grosskreutz were the ones involved in the incident. Grosskreutz back to fourth, and Ron Eaton back to eighth position as John Dillon in car number 13. And by the way, he started in 13th position, and we talked to him last evening before dinner, and he said that he felt this 13 combination was going to be lucky for him here today.
So far, so good. And here's Kelly Tanner diving down to the inside, trying to take the spot away from Freddie Query. That's Tanner, the blue 65, Freddie Query, 21.
Oh, and Grosskreutz is loose again, and sideways through the corner. He goes down into the infield and kicks up a little dust. And Mark Grosskreutz, who led from lap 23 to 130, now has all kinds of problems.
Wow.
Meanwhile, up front, look at Freddie Query right on the heels of Dillon. Tanner runs into third spot, and Gilchrist fourth. Oh,
The 7 car is a lap
down. I beg your pardon, 11th position. So it's the first 3 cars there that are battling for the top spot.
There is a battle for second spot. Kelly Tanner, 65, dives to the inside. He's going to give it a shot. Making a little headway, maybe.
We're seeing some smoke, BP, from the right rear of Dillon's car.
Yeah, he's made some contact. He's knocked the fiberglass in on that tire. The tire's rubbing fiberglass. That's the smoke that we see.
Another contact between Query and Dillon.
I think that one. And look at Freddie Query. Oh!
Look out.
Oh, and So Kelly Turner comes up with a lead. That's
Sure
what
does.
it's in this deal.
Yep.
And Sean Monroe, he's up there now. The 48 car battling for 4th spot. That's Monroe down on the bottom of the racetrack as he tries to get by Dillon, the 13th, Freddie Query. Oh, and around goes the 13, and I think Sean Monroe made contact with him.
Somebody did. He got his back bumper torn off. So John Dillon, who led there for a while, encounters difficulty, and so did Sean Monroe.
And the 07 car.
And he just shed his bumper, Dillon did, back in turn number 4. So the caution does come out, and the NASCAR officials will quickly go to it and retrieve it from the track. And Ron Eaton headed for the pit area, didn't he?
Yeah, he made some heavy contact with the outside retaining wall as he tried to dodge those cars. And Freddie Query has been black flagged.
Really? Wow.
I guess that they're saying right there that he runs in the back of Dillon, the 13 car. And there we see Monroe making the contact while he spun. Now watch the 07 right there.
Yep.
That's Eaton as he goes by making heavy contact with the outside retaining wall.
So up front has not been the place to be recently. Here it is from another angle. There is Dillon going around. He goes up the racetrack, and here is Sean Monroe. And again, Jimmy Oberto manages to miss a crash.
So now the 21 car is being black flagged, stops at the start-finish line.
Yep. So I guess we would call that the penalty box in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. And so Query will apparently go to the end of those cars on the lead lap. We got all kinds of angles of this thing, Benny.
Wow. And there we see the contact. And there we see the 07 right there of Eaton making heavy contact with the outside retaining wall.
Down to Richter Brule.
Well, we are down here with Ron Eaton to talk about it's been a pretty eventful second half of this race. You had a couple of, let's talk about the last one that knocked you out.
Well, the thing is, my radio guy said go high. I couldn't see the cars going everywhere. I started to see the one go down low, and I didn't realize one was coming high. Went up high, and I just not quite enough room. I thought we could get it. Couldn't make it. We just caught the right front tire on the wall.
Now, you were also duking it out for the lead with Grosskreis for a while there and went around there. What happened that time?
Well, we got underneath the Grosskreis, and he was trying to squeeze me down. I was trying to hold him up a little bit, and we caught wheels, and we went down in the infield, and I actually did something to the right rear of the car, and the car started running loose. So when I got back on the racetrack, something was bound up to come around, and the car wasn't quite as fast when we got back on the racetrack.
Ron Eaton, unfortunately, out for the day. What was potentially a great run is done. Freddie Query's already come through, run through the pits, gotten his black flag penalty. Ron Eaton gets out of the car. We're getting ready to go racing after a quick break here in Tucson.
As you rejoin us, we are set to go back to competition. This will complete lap 152, green on lap 153. And at the front of the field is Tanner, the 27 car of Gilchrist, trying to get his lap back. And speaking of getting a lap back, 21 car of Freddie Query went to the pit area to observe his black flag, and now comes out a lap down in the 11th spot.
And you know, a name that you probably have not heard all day today is in second spot.
Matt
Crafton, 21 years old, I believe the young man is. Did a great job at Sears Point last year and is currently running in second spot. There's the third place car, the blue 19 of Tony Toast. There's Tony Toast as he goes by Jimmy Oberto.
There's Crafton, the 46. He's only 21 years of age, hails from Tulare, California, and is a Rookie of the Year contender. Was a